What do all these costumes have in common? They were all drafted from this dodgy commercial pattern, and today I'm doing it again for my Katherine Plumber costume. I'm lazy and I don't want to draft a waistcoat pattern from scratch, but I'm also really cheap and I'm not paying £15 for a pattern that I just have to print and tape together at home. So Frankensteining it is. This pattern is actually a really good starting point, but there are a few things I wanted to change to get it looking a bit more accurate. Catherine's waistcoat doesn't have a princess seam, so I decided to trace the pieces off and pivot the seam back into a centre dart, and then I made a mock-up to test the fit. Once this was done, I needed to alter the length. I have a really short torso, so I'd have to do this anyway, but Catherine's waistcoat finishes at the waistband of the skirt, so I put on both mock-ups and marked where I wanted the waistcoat to finish, tested it, and then transferred it to the pattern. The other thing I have to change is the collar. I personally don't love the collar that comes on the waistcoat, so I'm using a combination of instructions from this book and a healthy amount of cheating to draft the collar onto the waistcoat. I actually drew the shape of the lapel I wanted directly onto the mock-up whilst I was wearing it, so I could get a feel for the look. Then I used my tracing wheel to transfer this to the paper pattern. Rather than make a whole new mock-up, I just tacked my lapel piece onto the current one to test the look. I then tacked on an extra piece for the back collar and tweaked it until I was happy with the look, and then transferred everything back to the paper pattern pieces. Now it's time to cut it all out, but first let's draft the shirt.